I am beyond excited because I get to spend some time with, not of course with you, everyone that's listening, but with some dear friends. I've known these friends, I jokingly say, since the Clinton administration. So we're going to talk, we're going to laugh, we're going to share, we're going to just have a great time this evening. Um, Before I begin, let's do the disclaimer. We are on the air from Lagos, Nigeria. So dial in 605-562-0444 or 717-734-6409. Press the identification number 546-1150. Then press the number 1 and then the pound sign. And then to talk to us, talk to our guests, hit *2. We are live on the air, which is brought to you by Ngozi Time Multimedia. And as mentioned, we have some dear friends of mine, dear friends of this network. Welcome Sam C. and his lovely, lovely wife, Bobby D. Hello, my friends. How are you?
Hey, good evening.
How are you tonight?
Good. How are you?
Good. How are you tonight?
First of all, I'm very excited to be talking with you guys. Thank you so much for taking this time because it's like 9:30. I'm one of those people. I'm ready to call the hogs about 8:30, quarter till. So the fact that you guys took the time just to hang out with us, it does say a lot, and I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart.
Of course.
We're happy to be here. Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much. So this segment is titled "Spending Time with the Cubbages." So we're gonna spend some time. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna have a good time.
Yes,
Because you guys aren't even friends. You're family. You guys are definitely family. You're my sister. You're my brother.
Yes.
We go back from the Clinton administration. Come closer to the mic. Come closer to the mic.
Can you hear it?
Okay. Let me see. The producer says that we can hear
Okay.
a little bit better. Yeah, we go back to the Clinton administration. You know what I mean? We go back to well, now I hate to say when hip hop is so tainted now, I don't even know who to listen to anymore. I'm like, oh Lord.
Oh my gosh. Like what we just have to go back. We just have to listen back from our time because what's happening now is just too much. I don't know what
I'm about to just listen to the 80s and just leave the 90s.
Yes.
You're right.
Yes. That's it. We're okay with that. We're okay with it.
It's scary. I'm just like, I mean, did you guys watch you know what I'm talking about? Watch the documentary?
We won't get it.
Oh man. We're like, what? What?
Yeah.
People are doing people have too much time
on their hands.
Yeah, like
not enough creative things to do.
Oh my gosh.
Do that.
You know what's so sad was on Saturday, I was up early and I was just on Facebook. There was so much stuff on the documentary. So many like thoughts, not just a sentence, but a full-fledged essay. And I said, I can't read this. This is too much. I mean, there was opinions. There was like, well, why didn't and why did, and it was. I'm like, this too much. Now, I mean, I laughed at some of them. I'm like, well, okay, you know what I mean. But it was like, okay. And the thing is, if they was that creative in other ways,
yes,
you know what I mean. Instead of, I mean, it is what it's what we saw was definitely an unfortunate situation.
Absolutely.
Unfortunate lifestyle, unfortunate mindset.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, now let's turn something into the positive, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's what I was like, okay. But it was a guilty binge for a few days. I will say, I watched it more than once. I don't know. I don't know what I saw or what I was looking for, but it was definitely
exactly.
My daughter said, "Why are you watching this again?" I was like, "I don't know.
I don't know."
It's like the car wreck. You know how when you're driving down the street, it was like
yes, and you can't help but you gotta look. You gotta
Yeah.
look when you go by it. You gotta look, and then it's
I'm
like,
just-
oh,
Then it's like, don't look at that. You're like,
don't
oh
look at
my
that.
God.
Don't look at that. You know, don't get pleasure out
Wait a
of
minute.
people.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Go ahead.
Fade in and out. So
Can they hear us?
in and out. So this I want one of the Cubbages to do. I want you to call in on your cell phone, and I don't know whoever needs to call on their cell phone, just call on their cell phone because I see the 8383. Whoever line that is, you stay there, and then have your spouse call another number. And that way we can bring them in. Because what's happened, E? I want to hear what they have to say. As they're doing that, yeah, I saw the documentary.
Okay. Wait a minute. Make sure I understand. Hold on. Make sure I understand. They each have to call on. Yeah.
It's sounding muffled. Yeah, and they can't.
Okay.
Oh.
So whoever's calling, the other person call in.
So from two phones?
Oh, maybe I would have too.
Make sure I understand. Hold
Yes, I saw the documentary.
Make sure I
And
understand.
basically, it was
They
just
each have to call
a nerd boy trying to be powerful.
Yeah.
You know, all he had to do was stay in his lane, but he was already damaged good shit.
Okay.
His mother made him damaged.
So whoever's
Okay.
calling, the
How
other
he came
person
up.
call in.
You know, how you train a child the way to go, right? So he was already messed up by his mom, and his mom being, making a so-called system like a playboy when he was a little kid. So he already had a mental problem. Okay, and then he transferred after that. All right, let's see what comes guys together. Hold on a second.
Okay. So
Guys,
who's calling in right now?
Our home phone.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Somebody. So whoever's on the home phone, I need one of y'all to call on the cell phone.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
Use mine.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
Okay. So in the meanwhile, Dr. O was commenting on the documentary. He was saying that he was a nerd boy,
Oh, no.
and it did started when he was a child, like all this. Yeah, and that's so discouraging because when you think about it, it was the formative years that shaped him and his mindset. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's
Exactly.
true.
When you think about these children, like we really have to do better with our children.
Amen. Amen to that.
Yeah.
I worry about the children's upbringing. I
Mhm.
really do. That's why I'm happy
Wait a
to.
minute.
Oh yes, absolutely.
There's an echo. Wait a minute. There's an echo.
Amen to that.
yeah. So I got right now. I told one of them to. They gotta separate themselves. One got to go to another room.
Oh, y'all got to be separate.
Oh.
Okay. I'm going to hang this up.
Okay.
We don't have to hit assholes because they're too close to each other. And if you're on speakerphone, on the home phone, come off of that and just pick up the phone. So that way we don't get the call.
Okay, I'm
So
off
let's
the-
try this again. All right. So they hung
All right,
up.
so
They get everything together.
Oh, we're joining.
So they disconnected and trying to call back. So E, go ahead and carry the show. I'll let you know when they're back on. And we'll get it together. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going with the show. Okay, so basically because you guys are together, there's an echo. So one has to go in the other room, and that is so weird because again we're on StreamYard as well as the phone, so there's a bad echo. So one of you have to go in one room. I guess we'll have to interview you. I hate to interview you individually. Or you'll both be on the phone.
I can hear the echo now.
You hear that?
I hear the echo.
Okay. So then okay, wait, keep that up.
Yeah, I hear the echo.
Okay.
Ma'am.
You'll both be on the phone.
I can hear the echo now.
You hear that?
I hear the echo.
Okay. So then okay, wait, keep that up.
Yeah, I hear the echo.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So you want to go in right now? We make sure we get this thing together. I'm trying to get on
Yeah, I'm here. Okay. So of course we're having technical difficulties because we are we got like
Okay.
3 phones and 3 cameras, but that's okay because this is a part of the creative process. And something that I also want to always encourage individuals to do, that when you are working on something on a creative level, there's going to be some sort of chaos. Do not give up. This is when you get through it. I'm a writer, so the first step to writing is to write. The second step is to rewrite. The first step, you're going to have notes upon notes upon notes. That's going to be the chaos. When you are finished writing, then you can go back and do the second step, which is rewriting. This is when you organize your notes, you organize your thoughts. And this example right now, what we're experiencing is a type of creative process, right? Everything's trial and error. There's nothing to give up on. Nobody's going to hang up and say, I'm not doing the show. We're going to get through the show. We're going to have a great time because we are spending time with friends and family, the Cubbages. And this is what I love about it, because so we're all patients. Go ahead.
Speak to us right now.
All right, Sam, go ahead and try to speak to us. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I'm gonna cut your line off.
Okay.
Just say something. Say ABCD. I think I know the what's your line.
You want me to say something?
Yeah, I hear y'all loud and clear. So it's the dance line. Whatever you're doing, I'm gonna bring you back on. But when we bring you on, that's where the interference comes in. That's why we don't.
You said it's East Davis's line. Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me fine now? The show is perfect now? Is the show perfect now? Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Right? And say, hey, sister, hey, brother.
Okay. How's it sound? It'll be good? How are we now? Okay, so let's start off with what are your holiday plans, Sam? You and Bobby's plans?
Well, we just went to go see A Christmas Story, the play, this past Saturday, and of course, A Christmas Story is my favorite Christmas movie of all time. So we had a chance to see the play for the second time, and we really enjoyed it. It's the cast was good, and they did mostly everything from the movie. So if you
this is the one where Ralphie, they would talk about you'll shoot your eye out and everything.
Yes, exactly right.
Where was the play at?
It was at the O'Reilly Theater.
Where's that?
Right in the cultural district of downtown.
Okay, now is it still playing, or was this for a limited?
It's actually playing until the 21st, so you still have time to go see it if you want to go see it.
Oh wow, yeah, it was Ralphie. Remember, he beat him up because he his glasses and everything.
They had that scene there. Yeah, well, sort of, but you can only do so much if it's a play. But it was very good. Everybody enjoyed it, and they even had the guy who was the older Ralphie narrating it, so it was really
good. Wow. See,
yeah.
that was one of my favorites. I have not seen it in some time. I remember, I don't know if they still do a was it TBN or TBS will play it all day on Christmas. Do they still do that? Because I don't have cable. I just stream like the Hulu and Netflix, stuff like that. I just stream that. So I don't really watch cable per se. I just wait till it comes up on Hulu or whatever and watch it. So
yes.
Do they still play that once a year, like every day on Christmas? All day on Christmas?
They do. As far as I know, it's normally TNT and TBS. They rotate that.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember when I first watched it. I thought it was funny because his name is Ralphie. That's my dad's name, and that was his nickname. So I'm laughing like, oh, Ralphie. My dad got his eyes like, yeah, don't be laughing too hard. So
exactly.
Yeah, that was always one of my Christmas classics. Okay, So what else is up going on with the Cubbages?
Well, we've got some more stuff that we're going to be doing. Actually, this coming week, this Saturday, we're going to be going back downtown to see another holiday thing that we normally do. We go see the Nutcracker.
Oh, nice.
So we're looking forward to doing that. And then, as I look in the calendar right in front of me, we actually have tickets to go see just before Christmas the Holiday Pops, also in downtown Pittsburgh. So this will be the second year that we go see the Holiday Pops, and that's very good as well.
What's the Holiday Pops?
Holiday Pops is a great mix of music. It's kind of like jazz,
Oh, okay.
well, jazz more or
Uh-huh.
less, but
Okay.
it's R&B.
Okay. Now, this is the traditions that you and Bobby do a lot every
Uh,
year.
the Nutcracker, yes. Christmas Stories is something that came about, but the
Okay.
Nutcracker is normally something I tell her, hey, well, this is something we have to do every year. We have to go see the Nutcracker. We normally have Handel's Messiah.
Wait a minute. Hold on, guys.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on.
You guys still together?
No,
No.
it's just me.
Okay. Now, I can hear you almost echoing, even when I told you, this is crazy. I've never seen anything like this.
Hmm.
Of course, you need any echo at all, right? I wish you quiet just for a second, brother. I want to hear you for the wife. Ma'am, can you speak about the mic? Yeah, now you're clear. Your line is clear. Now, like this. We do it like this. Brother, go in the room with your mic and put it on speakerphone and see what happens.
Okay.
If you have mine, now that if you have mine is good, see, I just played this line and it still sounds like it's on the air.
Okay. Okay.
Now, all right, now your line is clear, E. Your line is clear.
Okay.
We'll see when your husband comes in the room, and then we do this, and we do a sound check. Now, like I said, things happen. We'll get this thing together. Things happen. Y'all family.
Okay.
All right, brother, you there with your wife yet? Okay. Now your wife.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. All right, now we got it. Okay. God, we all right. Here we go,
Okay.
guys.
Okay. So, what I wanted to share was my holiday traditions for the holidays. I personally like just to binge watch a lot of Christmas movies. One of my favorites is The Preacher's Wife, with Whitney Houston, Denzel. I love This Christmas with Chris Brown, Loretta Devine. I jokingly say that my daughter's real dad is in there, which is Idris Elba. That's what I like to watch. The Nativity Story is a classic. Another favorite one of mine is The Holiday with Jude Law, Cameron Diaz, Kate Winslet, and Jack Black. Those are my favorites. And then also The Last Holiday with Queen Latifah. Those are some of my favorite holidays movies. Yeah. Yeah. With Jude Law, Cameron Diaz, Kate Winslet, and Jack Black. Those are my favorites. And then also The Last Holiday with Queen Latifah. Those are some of my favorite holidays movies.
Okay, you guys there?
Yeah.
It seems like I'm part of the show. All right, you guys get closer to the mic. It sounds like y'all whispering. And then E, are you there?
I'm here. E's here.
Okay, I hear you loud and clear. Okay, all right. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to ask these questions one at a time, so that way one of you guys, when you both talk in the mic, it sounds like it's scattered. It sounds like you're far away. So E, try to direct the questions to the sister or the brother in that fashion, and we see what happens. So both of y'all get close to the mic and stay there. So when she asks you a question, you get close to the mic and speak. Okay. All right. Action.
Okay. So what I want to do is now that we got through the Christmas traditions, Sam shared what the Cubbages is going to do this holidays, which I'm just jealous. I should have got some tickets to go see somebody somewhere this holiday. You're going to see the Christmas Story. You're going to see the Nutcracker and Holiday Pops. That sounds so much fun. My December is consumed with my daughter because it's her birthday month. So she's going to occupy my time and my money. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, all right, you know what I mean? But I mean, it's all good because she's enjoying her month. Um, let me see. Let's talk about your guys' creativity because you guys are definitely inspiring. You guys are definitely motivating with the podcast, the audio podcast, and the visual podcast. Before we came on the air, my brother Sam gave me the listing of your shows. I'll say with the S times squared, S squared, because my hand was starting to hurt from the writing. But this is beautiful though, because this is motivating because again, you guys are extremely creative, you guys are extremely gifted. So we're going to talk about your shows, starting with the Gospel Excellence with Bobby D. Bobby, talk to me about the Gospel Excellence.
Well, it's kind of a rebirth of sorts, I guess, from when I was in gospel radio back in the late 90s, early 2000s, which I just can't believe it's been that long. Um, so that's basically what my show was called back then. And then we found, um, internet radio, I said to Sam, I said, what do you think about me starting that again? He said, I think you should do that. You absolutely should. So that's how that got started.
Mm. Now, what is your creative process when you get ready to do your show? What do you feel led? Is it a specific theme, genre, whatever's in your spirit for the music? Um, what's your creative process when you're doing this particular show?
Well, believe it or not, with Sam, he's what we call our music director here. So he chooses all of the music for all of the shows.
Mm-hmm.
But what he'll do for me is he'll pick, like a certain amount of songs, and he'll say, okay. He was like, he would say something like, okay, are you in the mood to just do maybe a gospel show with all of your favorite male singers? And I would say, yeah, that sounds good. Let's go for that.
Okay.
And then he'll choose, he knows all of my favorite gospel male singers. So he'll say, okay, well, I'm going to put, these two with Fred Hammond and these three with, whoever.
Mm-hmm.
And he is feel free, to, if you're not in the mood for that one, just kind of move it aside or, whatever. So usually he'll start me off with a good song, and then I'll just kind of, while I'm talking, I'll just kind of look through the songs like, okay, this one might go better next. Let's go with this one next. And that's basically how it'll flow. And then I like to tell a little something about certain artists, like if something's going on in their lives or something, something positive or something we should care about. I'll read a little something about what the issue or the positive thing is, and then I'll go into that person's music. That's pretty much what I do.
Nice, nice. Now, Sam, love notes. This now I'm gonna properly assume these are more so, that R&B groove, the jams. You know what I mean? That we grew up listening to, and even songs today. Is that correct?
Yeah. Love Notes is music for lovers. So whatever whatever I feel like putting on for that specific show, I do. I don't have any specific decade. I mean, I mix stuff. I do stuff from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, 2000s, and even current. So the goal of Love Notes is actually something that started when I was a college radio DJ
Mm-hmm.
back in, those colleges, which we won't name. But yeah, and my show actually started off with the name Solitude Spotlight, and then it got so much press with a lot of the college students there because they would actually into the studio, and so I just had the sound that he was playing all these tracks. And then I introduced myself, and uh, that's pretty much where it started. And I decided that I wanted to relaunch and or rebrand my show and call it Love Notes. And it's actually um, based from my mentor, and
Okay.
his name is Bruce Ball. Bruce Ball was one of the, should say is, um, well, he's retired now, but he was one of the local disc jockeys here in the area. The station was WCXJ 1550 AM, based out of Homewood, PA, for those of you familiar with that area.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just listen to Bruce's sound, and he had like one of the best sounds for slow jams. And he gave me the name Sam Steve Smooth because he wanted to add the smooth at the end of it because he said, you know what? Not only do you have a smooth sound, but you're just like a smooth person, and I think Sam Steve Smooth fits you, and that's where we get that from.
I can see that because Sam, you're extremely laid back. You are very chill.
Thank you for saying
The only time, now, I'll say, you know what? I'm not gonna put your business on the air, but the only time I seen you kind of ruffled is when I showed you your prom picture. You didn't know me. You remember? And when I first met you, this is of course going back to like I think like '96. I don't know. No, no, maybe like '95. I think it was or '96. And I said this guy looks so familiar. We were working, and then it just dawned on me. I said I know where he's from, so I took the prom picture to work, and I said, "Hey, is this you?" And he gave me this stare, Bobby. And you know, I tease Sam all the time. I said he didn't even blink. You know what I mean? He said, "Where'd you get that picture?" And we just laughed and laughed and laughed. So that's the only time you seemed little ruffled. But you are definitely a laid back, chill guy. So I could definitely see the Sam C smooth. Yes, yes, yes. Now I'm going to ask you a very controversial question, especially with recent conversation with Back in the '90s podcast. You got Back in the '80s podcast. You got Back in the '90s podcast with the wave of '90s music and things that are going on, especially in the past few years. Do you play the music by, we'll say, R. Kelly and now Diddy, or do you stray away from that, fearing anybody's negative comments towards that artist?
well, that's actually a good question for the Back in the 90s podcast because recently I was kind of hesitant to put uh, Diddy or R. Kelly's music on because honestly, to me, R. Kelly was one of, and I'm sure Bobby would agree with this, R. Kelly is one of the baddest people out there, especially um, with songs like "You Got That Vibe,"
Yeah,
"Love,"
yeah,
"Step in the Name of Love," which is her favorite song, and "I Believe I Can Fly."
yeah.
Um, I just recently decided to play one of his songs. I put on "You Got That Vibe."
Okay.
When I put it on, it's like my heart was beating real fast. It's like I don't know what type of reaction I'm going to get from this, but I have to do it because I just really love this song. I didn't even introduce the name of the artist. I just said, well, we're going to get into something that I haven't either I haven't played or I haven't played in a very long time on this show. So I can't introduce the song, but you guys know what it is. So I put it on. I was it.
You know what? I remember at one point I felt after the R. Kelly documentary, of course my mouth and jaw just dropped. I was like, wow. But I do remember because one of my favorite songs by R. Kelly was not sung by R. Kelly, it was sung by Michael Jackson. That's "You Are Not Alone." And because R. Kelly wrote it. And I was very apprehensive on listening to any R. Kelly music because the inspiration behind the songs. I'm like, okay, I can't listen to it because the inspiration was definitely negative, definitely immoral. Um, However, I couldn't judge him, well, because one, he's still a child of God, and hopefully, while he's in prison and reflecting and dealing and whatever things like that. You know what I mean? Hopefully, there's some type of spiritual epiphany, realizing that the approach was wrong, right? So he made great music, and it's unfortunate the way it was made, why it was made, but it was still great music. And if you think about anything dealing with the music industry or the movie industry, a lot of movies were made by immoral people. Think of Harvey Weinstein. You know, what I mean, he was like the guy in Hollywood. A lot of music going all the way back to say the 40s, 50s, like Billie Holiday is a known legend, jazz legend, but she was a notorious heroin addict. And I believe that if we cancel, quote unquote, cancel artists because of the issues that they wrestle with, the mental health that they wrestle with, then we wouldn't have anything to listen to. If you think about it, like even David in the Bible, David wrote the majority of Psalms in the Bible. He was the man after God's, he was God's man. He was after God's own heart, but he was a murderer and he was an adulterer. So, but do we cancel David? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I always encourage people, just use whatever the song you listen to, whatever, if you decide to listen to, you need R. Kelly, you need Diddy music, whatever. Um, of course, is move. Of course, right now, you want to move with trepidation, but I wouldn't allow anybody to persuade me from listening to music that you actually that maybe even got you through some dark times. Like the song "I Miss You," when he did it for Biggie. That song helped me deal with the loss of my mother, and she's been gone for 27 years. But that song helped me when I thought about her. That's the song I listened to, and I'm not ashamed to say that song helped me deal with it. Like I miss you. You know what I mean? I'm just being very, very transparent. So yeah, I wouldn't when you play your 90s music, I would say the artist and I would jam. And you do that. Just a little encouragement.
Exactly.
Yeah, like don't even worry about it. Now the next podcast, Crazy People Follow Us, which I like that. What is that? Where'd you get that title? That's definitely creative. And what is the theme of that podcast?
Maybe I should let Bobby do.
Okay, Bobby.
Okay, for this one, so this is crazy people. Yeah, the Crazy People Follow Us podcast is all about the interesting people that we come across daily, I guess I can. Well, the journey is real, let's just say.
I get that. Okay.
There's always somebody that's a little bit off the beaten track that seems to follow Sam and I. So, I'll come home with some kind of crazy story, and Sam will be like, "Well, all you did was go to work. Like,
Yes.
what
Yes.
did you do?"
Yes. It could be it. Yeah, you could have an adventure. You know what I mean? Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could definitely have an adventure. I get that. I get that. Okay.
So, I would tell crazy stories and that I, tell friends and family, and they're like, maybe, and Sam was like, you know what, maybe we ought to make this into a podcast. I said, we really could. It would help to kind of like right now, there's thousands or millions of people, I guess I can say, on YouTube that have a podcast. So we know there's plenty of people there, so you can just kind of get an idea of who's on there and just kind of make your own style out of it.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Now, what's the key to being consistent?
Not giving up. Seriously. Because there's a lot of times where you can get frustrated where things don't go your way. And if you just keep in the back of your head that I can do this, and you just, you get a lot of encouragement from different people, just believe in yourself. Because the more you believe in yourself, the more you do something, the better at it that you'll get.
Okay. Okay. Now, how do you stay on time? So there's a, like, okay, if you're saying Wednesday, you and Bobby will do a show, we'll say like at 7 o'clock, we're going to do this show. 7 o'clock is Wednesday. You want to do the show, and you forgot you got to go grab a couple of things at the grocery store on your way home from work. And then if you get off at 4 o'clock, 4:30, you go to the grocery store. The grocery store is packed. You got to get through traffic, cook dinner, and now it's like time to do the show without feeling overwhelmed because you got to make sure that you're on time. How do you maintain that time frame so you don't miss that window to do the show? If that's making sense.
No, that's making sense. And this is probably going to be the funniest answer when I say this because it is true. Sometimes you just have to make a schedule for yourself, and you just have to stick with that schedule. If you're out in traffic and you know your show's coming, what you may want to do first is if you have access to doing this, you may want to start it on your phone and then move your way to your laptop or your home computer.
Okay.
And that way at least you're on time.
You're at least present on the air, and if you got to walk in the house and kind of finesse a little bit, just like go through the kinks as you're walking in the door and ready to log in, you're still present. You're okay. And then how do you keep from, like, if you had a rough day and you just don't feel like it, what keeps you from not fit, like what keeps you still doing it after a rough day?
Because it's something that I really like doing. And I know if it's something that I really like doing, regardless of what type of day I had, it's going to give me comfort.
So this is your thing. This is like for some people, it could be working out. No matter what they went through, they want to go to the gym. They're going to go work out. For some people, they're going to, they're going to spend time with their family. One of my coping skills, I'll say, is crocheting. Other than writing, I like to crochet. And what I like to do is, if I just need to get home, relax, I just need to unwind for at least, I just need, give me 2 hours. I'm going to crochet. I'm going to crochet a hat. I might work on a scarf. I might work on a blanket because that's going to unwind me. And also because I like doing that. So I definitely understand what you're saying. This is your thing, which I totally love it because, again, you are the epitome of creative. You and Bobby both. I love it. And speaking of beautiful, let's talk about the etiquette class with Mrs. Cubbage. Talk to us about that etiquette class.
As we spoke about earlier about the children, oh my gosh, the children need to learn simple etiquette.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the concept for that one is that Pam and I were basically talking about that, and we thought that maybe adults nowadays just don't understand simple etiquette.
Oh, wow.
So I've taught, right? There's as simple as please and thank you. Now, so far, the adults are doing okay, but some of the younger adults are having trouble with the please and thank you situation.
When you say younger adults, what do you mean?
Maybe 20, early 20. I don't know what generation is that. No, that's not millennials. No, what's under millennials?
Oh goodness, girl. Because let me. Oh, I think that's us. Is that Gen Xers?
No. We're above the millennials.
Yeah, we're wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, millennials is anyone. Is it 81 and to I think it's sometime in the 90s.
I think 81 to 95 or something, maybe 95, and then so whoever's under that, then so whoever's what 90,
That's us. That's Gen X, right?
No, we're before that, dear. I don't want to call out these.
I'm about to Google it. What generation is before millennials?
Gen X, and after Gen X.
That's us. We're Gen X.
No, yeah, we're Gen X. So let's see. I know I found it was something here. I know I have something on my phone.
The baby boomers are.
The baby boomers are right before us.
Right. And then the Gen X, then the Gen Zs, right? And millennials?
It's got to be Gen Z.
Oh, Gen Z. What year is Gen Z? 81 to 2000.
After 1981 to 2000, something like that. Or no, 1981 to I think 95. Yeah. And then the millennials are 95 and up.
Okay, because let me see. The boomers, I'm on Google. The boomers are, of course, 1946 to 64. And then the millennials is Gen Y, born 81 to 2000, and Gen Z. And then we're X. Anyone?
Yeah, we're X.
We're X-Men.
Yeah. We're definitely the X-Men.
Oh no, yes. Okay, so you're teaching these young people now, is it the physical etiquette, like, not have your elbows on the table, which, what's a salad fork, or is it like, or, not nodding your head if you have to answer a question, or shaking your head, but to actually say yes or no? Is it that type of etiquette, or is it, as opposed to just speaking when you want to be get attention, you know what I mean? Just the weird stuff.
Right. So, it's actually a little bit of all of that. Right now, it is talking about things like, let me see, like the last thing I guess I was talking about was Thanksgiving etiquette.
Okay.
So, like if you're hosting a party and you're asking people to bring, actually, I think I did talk about that this time. If somebody's hosting and you've been asked to come over to someone's house,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, you should, of course, say please and thank you.
Right.
Being, for being invited.
Right.
You shouldn't overstay your welcome. You should, especially if you mean it, you should mean it. So when you say it, you should compliment the dinner and the host or hostess's home. And you should be grateful for that because they didn't have to invite you.
So when you say overstay the welcome, I like that. What's overstaying? I like that one. What's overstaying the welcome?
Because sometimes there's actually folks over here that have long overstayed the welcome. Mm.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
That is crazy.
Ooh.
Just made it, y'all. I just made